Welcome to the Point of Convergence podcast. I am your host, Grant Lira. Get ready to sit down, tune in, and implement. Remember, the knowledge you learn here and anywhere else in your life is only worth something to you if you use it. So get implementing after this episode and enjoy.
The next school I went into, I had time to plan it, so I got 35%. So I went from 10% to 35%. So the rate of my improvement is unimpeded by linear progression, which is what most people do. I bounce over things because I acquire the knowledge and go for it. So the potency.world is, I want £6.5 billion. I'm going to build 5 foundations in 5 countries around the world. These foundations will be like a Harvard campus or a Cambridge campus, so numerous buildings, shops, utilities, all that sort of stuff, but within a secured area. So there's been stories in the UK, I'm sure it's the same in the US, of sexual abuse in schools. There was a website set up here called Everyone's Invited by a Woman, and within a week they had 10,000 anonymous survivor stories of sexual abuse. It was on the news, on the BBC News, that of 5,000 reports of sexual inappropriate behaviour, 2,000 of those, both the perpetrator and the victim were below 10. So the shit that's going wrong with this species is happening to us at a very early age. And there's a TED talk I refer to where they take boy babies and put them in pink romper suits and girl babies and put them in blue romper suits, then give them to adults to play with toys. The adults give them the gendered toy. The baby doesn't care. So we are doing it to ourselves, but we can't see ourselves doing it because we only have our own experience. So the only way that I see to move the needle is to create an effect whereby not only do girls have a totally different learning experience, but it makes them neurodivergent as its design purpose. Because, so we were talking before we started recording, Steve Jobs was adopted as well, and also dyslexic. Microsoft guy Bill Gates, dyslexic. Richard Branson, dyslexic. Elon Musk, Asperger's. Amazon guy Bezos, autistic. And there's loads of books I've read. Every big paradigm shift in human society comes from brains like the brain I've got and like the brain you've got. We have a load more processing going on inside than the external world gives, and that's why that list of being highly sensitive and intuitive. All it is I'm paying attention. So I paid attention to this girl Poppy and got a totally different result than any other adult. Not because I'm special, just because I'm paying attention. So the 5 foundations will be boarded school if they choose. The idea being that what we're going to do is set up these all female foundations. They'll have female security guards. There won't be a man anywhere near them, because half a woman's brain is taken up with threat detection. All day, every day. It's like, cheer up, love, I'll give swallow, whatever it is. From about the age of 10, most girls experience this, and it becomes a background noise where they're always thinking about it. So speak to a woman and say, oh, should we go jogging tonight? She won't. Most women won't go out at night. They don't do this. They have their keys in their hand. They're always on the defense, because from as early as they could be aware of being feminine, they've been under threat, or they've been assaulted, or they've been attacked, or they've been sexualized in some other way. And so you take away that shit, you free up the brain, and then what you do is, and what the intention is, no lessons, no subjects, learning things that you put in your brain so you can answer an exam question. That's no good. I'm reading a book at the moment called Noise, and essentially doctors, lawyers, accountants, any knowledge sphere, any superior occupation that we look at and go, ooh, that requires your human brain, we're done. The only way that people will become not part of the consumer group is if they're part of the creator group. So What there'll be is there'll be coaches and facilitators. And if an 11-year-old girl in London or a team of 11-year-olds in London want to collaborate with another potency team in, say, South Africa, 11-year-olds can collaborate with 18-year-olds for a project that's going to affect Antarctica. And what you do is you say, what is it you want to do? What do you want to be? And then you have a broadcasting company which continuously shows positive imagery which shows women sweating, getting out of breath, failing, getting up, being victimized or what have you, all this sort of stuff, so that rather than the really toxic narrative that we have at the moment, you've got your Real Housewives shows with these puffed up lips and all that crap. We've got reality TV shows. Basically, women in the media are either in their pants dancing around, ridiculously and horrifically plastic surgerized, praised for being a bimbo, or written off for being a dork. And they're kind of like the four categories that we'll let women be. Well, with this environment, they'll come out at 18 with brain function, which is collaborative by nature, which is growth set by design, growth mindset by design. So if I don't achieve it this time, what do I need to change to get a better result? That, and tapping into intrinsic motivation. So rather than saying we're going to teach you maths or this, what are you interested in? I'm interested in this, but I need this to do that to do this. You go, okay, well, here's a source, and let me coach you. Here's a mentor. And they find out what they need to find out to get to what they want to get to do. Because that doesn't require discipline or orders or anything. What it requires is kindness, focus, and help. And you do that rather than trying to condition brains into little boxes. And what you get is you get liberated brains that will come out into the workplace. And so the pitch is basically, yes, £6.5 billion for a 10-year project. And at the end of that 10-year project, we will graduate 500,000 girls with this brain function, and you get to employ them first. So by going with one investor company, the difference to their bottom line, so mixed teams generate 41% more revenue. That alone would change the company's fortune. But the fact they're going to come in with all these great ideas is going to create such a noise that every other company is going to go, shit, and then it will explode.
I love it.
That's the shortest version I think I've done.
And no, I love it. I mean, Jonathan, I want to thank you for making my job easy here. I just kind of got to learn again. And how cool is that, though? I love the idea. I think that's so unique and so obviously thought through so many different angles that I'm going to be looking out very close. If people want to reach out to you, if people want to contribute, if people want to learn more, where can they find you at?
So on LinkedIn at potency.world, and also on LinkedIn, my profile is potency-world, and they can find my LinkedIn profile. And basically I'm looking for followers of the page, because investors will look at that, and what the page does is when they follow it, there's videos about what children say about each other, there's videos about incredible examples of women throughout history and blah blah blah. It's empowering, it's affirming. It's potency as a synonym for empowerment, because we thought empowerment had been overused. That's why it's called potency.
So potency-world
is my personal profile, and potency.world is the business page.
And you want the hyphen to be followed, correct? That's the one.
No, the dot. The
dot. Okay, yeah, perfect.
The business page.
Too easy. Yeah. So guys, you know what to do. Those links will be down below. As always, go ahead, give him a follow. Reach out to Jonathan as well, because he's a class act. You'll have a talk with him, and you'll be extremely happy that you did in that same boat. So Jonathan, proud of my heart, brother. I appreciate you coming on today.
I appreciate it.
I'm really happy we got to spend some time together.
And anyone watching, next time, because you know about me now, next time I'll shut up and you can talk. So yeah, we'll go for that. No. Do you want a quick joke before I leave, or before you stop recording? Okay, so my female friend wouldn't believe me when I told her I bought a new car made out of spaghetti until I drove it past her.
On that note,
yes, stop recording.